At this very moment, in a town called Calvin Wellington, lived a man named Josy. But this story isn't about the South African romantic. This story is about his vacuum, Hoover. For there was something special about this vacuum that he bought 1 year, 7 months, 2 weeks, and 5 days ago. Hoover wasn't like the other vacuum cleaners. Hoover was alive. This documentary about the bizarre true story of Hoover begins when Josy, out of miraculous circumstances, got engaged. Hoover knew that Josy would throw a big messy engagement party, and he was very excited because of all the things he would get to clean up with his master. But to Hoover's great sadness, Josy got a new, better vacuum. Hoover knew his inevitable fate, that Hoover was replaced for something better. That the dust will no longer settle in his belly, but would settle on his old, expendable body. Hoover sensed the distance between his master and him grow, until he felt as if he was on the other side of the universe. Hoover heard glass break, and he knew that he would be used for one final job. Although Hoover disliked the idea, he wanted to please his master one last time. Hoover hated vacuuming glass. Glass was always sharp, and glass would always hurt. But at this particular instance, although the glass seemed sharper, although the glass clogged his filter, it did not hurt Hoover, for Hoover was already numb inside. But this final act of unrequited love was too much for Hoover's heart, and he fainted, only to wake up the next day by the rubbish bin. When Hoover finally came to, he decided to run away. At this very moment, fate would bring him a young benevolent man, who after passing a bakery asked himself, "Do you smell cheese?" and in his distraction trips up on his own shoelace. Out of reflex, both from wanting to save him and wanting a human's touch, Hoover reached out to help the man, revealing his secret. How will this man react to this phenomenon? This benevolent man would introduce Hoover to 2 Peter, and as the man talks about all the gifts he saw in Hoover, Hoover started dangerously dreaming of all the memories he shared with Josy. Maybe Josy dropped him off by accident. Maybe Josy still wanted Hoover. Maybe it was all a big misunderstanding. So Hoover went back home, only to find sadness.
so far, man. See all these things we talked about? You've seen all these things in your life now, man. Josy's moved on. I think it's time for you two now as well. Let's go home.
And at this very moment, the tale of Hoover has reached its fairy tale conclusion. But, as we all know, endings are only the beginning.
Everything's been real good. Ever since he moved in, he's been definitely growing in those traits we were talking about.